Good morning. It's Thursday, February 12th. This is the Automotive State of the Union. I'm Paul J. Daly. That's Kyle Mounts here. Today we're talking about Carvana's new CEO leading with hospitality, Toyota's EV Highlander, and AI, let's call them embellished and decorated resumes. Have you seen an AI embellished resume? We'll talk about it. Third story. I'm jealous Kyle gets to take the lead on that. But let me just start off the show by saying, if you are an entrepreneur, if you work with other entrepreneurs, if you get two of those together and sprinkle it, this world that we're living in is a little bit almost too much to manage, because you see change and opportunity everywhere. And we kind of got stuck in a little loop of that this morning, didn't we?
Yeah. If you're any sort of entrepreneur, or you've lived with one, or you have ever dreamt, you've ever thought, you've ever walked into a restaurant, been in a conversation and thought the world would be better if this place, this experience, this interaction, this whatever would be better if, and that if ends in some sort of like productized way of doing a thing.
You've never been closer to building it.
You've never been closer to building it.
I got to stop you because Kyle's short-circuiting this morning.
I can't even handle it. I'm over.
Look, we're just paying a lot of attention to what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of crazy things happening that allow us to build and create. It's crazy. It's scary. It's exciting. Scary and exciting are kind of the same emotion. But what we are saying, and we're kind of where we landed our conversation this morning, is that the one thing that will always be the same is that people, when they get together, sprout new ideas. Yes. They collaborate. Put the ASOTACon slide on. That's why we do ASOTACon. ASOTACon, it's our 5th. It's in May. You need to be there. Go to asotacon.com. We're having an autoindustry.ai summit the day before ASOTACon. If you're at all technically minded in the auto industry or beyond, you should be at the summit ahead of time, because we're going to be going deep on this stuff. So as you can tell, we're excited. We're going to have speakers and sessions ranging all topics in automotive, coming off a smoke show of an NADA show that we all just had.
That's what I was talking to my wife yesterday. I was like, look, the vibe of everybody going, goodness, NADA was good. Oh, it was so good to be with people. Wait, ASOTACon's coming. And that's a vibe. That's a like, it's just a feeling being in that environment.
88 days.
Of people. We're 88 days away. Get ready. Bring all your people. Bring all of them, because the type of conversations, the type of technology that's going to be present in those 3 days will be like nothing else in this industry. I guarantee it.
ASOTACon.com. You can get your tickets. Early bird pricing is still now for just a little bit longer. Get your tickets now. Book your room so you can be in the main event hotel that does sell out every year. Do it sooner than later. And like Kyle said, bring the imaginative people in your organization, because they are going to be the unlock moving forward. Let's talk about some news. I'm going to be so spent by the end of this day.
By like 10 o'clock.
But like spent in the energized way. Like, that was a good workout. I'm spent, right? CarMax bringing in a hospitality heavyweight to steer its turnaround. The nation's largest used car retailer has tapped former InterContinental Hotels Group CEO Keith Barr to lead the charge as sales stall and Carvana gains ground. His mission: sharpen digital retail and squeeze costs. He takes over in March, replacing Bill Nash amidst stagnant sales, rising competition from Carvana. We talked about this a lot. CarMax has 250 plus stores covering 85% of the U.S., but retail volumes down 8% last quarter. The focus: they're going to improve online conversion, streamline vehicle acquisition, and streamline their reconditioning costs. And they're pretty dialed in already, so like they're going to get even more dialed in. Analysts are saying their omnichannel model may be confusing buyers and hurting digital sales. But Barr is confident. He said, quote, all those foundational pieces are there. We're going to sell more cars. We're going to continue to create more value for shareholders.
It's got to be tough watching Carvana go up 44% in used car sales, and seeing a drop in used car sales from a giant, right? And the 250 stores is the distribution model, but I can see how they've kind of relied on those 250 stores to
as the primary
build a moat, right? Yeah. And I think that omni-channel moat is getting gobbled up by Carvana right now, and those are really the two big players. I look, hospitality's after our own heart. So bringing in IHG's Keith Barr makes a ton of sense to me. I think that if you can own the moat, they should be able to own the moat of the in-person experience, and with people still opting for that 97% of the time, they can create a marketing channel around what that hospitality looks like. But yeah, you know, you can't get lazy in this world.
No, you can't. I think about Carvana is now obviously stepping more sturdily into being in person, right? With the fifth Stellantis acquisition earlier. Also, I think about what all of the innovative dealers are, all the conversations that I overheard or were a part of at the NADA show. Carvana used to have, CarMax used to have the corner on acquiring vehicles. Off the curb, right? And so like the walls are closing in because now the technology and the sophistication of the dealer network is on fire. So now they used to have, so it's like the walls are closing in for all sides. So I like the fact that they're looking at omnichannel as the primary source or as the primary trajectory. And I think if they channel some of that hotel hospitality mentality, they don't really talk about it a lot. I think they still have the opportunity through their 250 locations to lean into some kind of loyalty, retention, and experience that they have yet to tap into as well.
If I'm a dealer, I'm just paying attention to what's about to happen. You know, I'm checking them out. I'm cross shopping them, understanding, you know, the changes. It's similar to what we've been talking about over the last 6 months with Starbucks and some of their pivots to hospitality. If you're looking at large retail organizations like that have the ability to make wholesale changes across, you know, across multi rooftops, that's a place to watch right now. And you don't have to follow everything that they're doing, but you know, when budget is placed and when wholesale changes are introduced, you start to see trends that consumers are hoping to adopt.
That's right.
And if you can, you know, piggyback or adopt ahead of or around an organization like that, you have an unfair advantage.
And by the way, CarMax is going to be at a SodaCon.
Absolutely, they are.
So, you know, if you want to kind of jive, collaborate, do the thing, they're going to be sponsored with SodaCon.
And they're very collaborative with the dealer network.
They've been, listen, CarMax has been going to a SodaCon for a number of years.
Yeah, and they invest in the dealer network and dealer technology because they see it as a path to advancement for their own technology.
Collaboration, would you say?
Collaboration is critical, fam.
Speaking of critical.
Whoa! It's on the shirt today. Did this happen?
Yeah, it did. You weren't even subconsciously.
Didn't even know.
Subconsciously. He doesn't even pay attention what he's wearing in the morning. He just grabs a black shirt, puts it on whatever it says. That's the theme of the day. Toyota making a calculated move into EVs with a Highlander EV, this time on its own terms, not being pushed or prodded. By putting Highlander name on a 3-row electric SUV, the company is signaling a strategic shift rooted in discipline and profitability and market timing rather than this rapid expansion of EVs that's been kind of a thing in the industry. They preserve margins while competitors absorbed heavy EV losses. We've been talking about that in infinitum. It's entering the most profitable U.S. segment, 3-row mid-size SUVs with name buyers already trust. Aren't really many of those in the EV market at all. Domestic production is going to be in Kentucky, reducing their tariff exposure and political risk while strengthening the U.S. footprint. Leadership under Koji Sato appears focused on controlled scale and sustainable growth, although they have a new CEO coming in. What a great gift to be handed, a 3-row EV hybrid. Put the picture back up. Put that picture back up.
I'm obsessed.
I want this thing.
I want it now. 320 miles of estimated range. That's fine.
That's my F-150 Lightning, basically. It's a little more.
Yeah, and the look, the vibe of it, the screen, the center console, the steering wheel, the feeling inside the cockpit, the exterior design and styling is just dialed, in my opinion. I think this is the right place to move for an EV for them, as opposed to like the BZ4 or something like that. This is, man,
This is a realistic. See, this is the first one. This is the first domestic EV that's been a realistic family vehicle.
Yeah,
for so many, like the Kia EV9.
Did they say a price? I don't think I saw any price point.
I don't think I did either.
Anywhere.
I don't think I did either. But you know, you and I had an opportunity to drive quite a few Chinese-made brands earlier this year late last year when we were in Kazakhstan, and we talked about the refinement, the styling, the look and the options that were available. This actually reminds me of the high-end luxury feel that we saw in some of those EVs. and it'll be interesting to see where the price point lands. But I think Toyota buyers are ready for this now.
54 to 60,000. That is such a
insanity.
dialed price point. Are you kidding me?
That's insanity. 54.
54 to 60. Now that's probably like base MSRP,
Yeah.
so it's probably more
But you
like
want one with the
56,
stuff.
57,000.
I mean, you're probably upwards of 70,000 if you want a super nice one.
But that's way more aggressive in price point, and you have a dealer network to handle all the servicing problems that companies like Rivian.
What's a Grand Highlander cost right now?
I'm gonna look,
because the Grand Highlander is the 3-row Highlander. They've been posted. It's a hybrid. And so wherever these price points come in, I think the EV will become a very viable option for those who live.
So it's a little bit less, 42 to 60,000 for the hybrid Max Platinum. So yeah,
so there's crossover, but there's crossover.
Yeah, but you look at the difference in the way that vehicle looks and feels and the technology involved. It's a no-brainer. And the lease, I guarantee the lease is going to be strong.
And so is the residual.
Yeah. Speaking of residual.
Oh, yeah. Let's just keep moving. We can get on this. We're way too excitable today.
I'm just so excited today. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. We're flipped on. AI may be speeding up hiring. We talked about it, but it's also muddying the truth. New survey data shows a growing disconnect between what candidates claim on their resumes, what they actually do on the job, with AI tools making embellishment, no joke, easier than ever. 80% of hiring managers say resumes often don't match real-world skills. 34% say it happens, quote, all the time or often. Retail examples include point of sales experts who couldn't navigate the system and candidates who folded instantly in negotiation role play. 86% of hiring leaders believe AI is making it too easy to exaggerate skills. 42% see it as a serious hiring risk. Express CEO Bob Funk Jr. put it, integrity is still a competitive advantage. But put that on a shirt, a bumper sticker, anywhere.
I've noticed in our last several rounds of hiring over the past 6 months that the resumes have gotten notably better and more elaborate, which is why the in-person part of the interview is even more important. The questions that you ask are even more important. And if you can do that in person, it's always tough when you got virtual because you have all these other on-screen prompting things that interviewees are using to ace interviews.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, I mean, this is a challenge. So just like anything, right? Like people are going to make stuff up. This makes it easier for them to make stuff up, but getting to the bottom and getting the right people on your team is just going to be, to the winner goes the spoils. And so I think the people that do the human side of business right and the interview side of the business right are going to continually attract and hire the better people.
Soft skills are going to be right now, they're the most underrated skill, the ability to perceive human connection, human truth, that perception layer that we have, that nuance. When you can perceive and understand that is, I think it's so critical. Getting training on that, understanding human moves, the way that people operate, the psychology behind it, interaction is important right now.
I wonder if this is going to increase probationary periods.
Oh,
as a derivative, you start 90 days.
Yeah.
You have 90 days. We're both seeing if this is what it is. I don't know. But developments, we're just trying to keep up with things. Look, we hope you're trying to keep up with things.
Right.
We hope you're doing that with us because the more people trying to keep up with things together, it kind of works better that way. Please go to asoducon.com. That is the place. Soducon.com. Get your tickets. We'll see you in May.